shut. Right, welcome everybody. This is the first of 6 weeks we're going to be working with balances. And so as we work with balances physically, we're going to be checking out our feet and toes, our glutes and hips, and how open those are, strengthen our legs and this lovely long spine. And while we're doing that, we're also going to just explore the idea of balances, and what balance means in your life. And today we're going to we did tree last week, but we're going to revisit tree and get ourselves prepped for tree. So I invite you to come onto your mat with presence by looking around, taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just kind of name to yourself 3 things that you can see around you. Let that ground you, let that bring you to presence. And then take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just naming 3 things you can hear around you. And then taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, naming 3 things to yourself that you can feel within you or on your skin. And then tune into your breath. And for the 6 weeks, we want to work with a balanced breath, an equal ratio breath. We've done this before. So counting your inhalation and letting the exhalation be the same count, and let it be comfortable for you. And as we work with balances, we want to feel really connected to the earth, because of course is what we're standing on. So have a sense of breathing up from the earth, so you can feel that connection, and breathing back down into the earth. And as you continue doing that, I'll just read you a little bit about the tree, because we're doing tree today. And this comes from Hatha Yoga, the Hidden Language by Swami Shivananda Radha. And she talks a lot about how in myths and legends of different cultures, the tree is considered a bond between heaven and earth, a bridge between the upper and lower worlds. Tree pose can help you enhance your understanding of yourself and your place in the world. She says it's a living system interacting with earth, air, and sun, and all the creatures around it. It grows where it finds itself. I love that phrase. It grows where it finds itself. And so maybe think of yourself like the tree, a living system interacting with earth, air, and sun, and all the creatures around you. And you grow today where you find yourself. So I invite you to bring your hands to your heart and set an intention for your practice. A way of being today that allows you to grow wherever you find yourself. Not waiting for the perfect conditions to be there, for you to spread your branches and embrace the day, for you to grow in love and joy and wisdom, and for you to spread deep roots wherever you are, whatever those roots represent for you. Growing today wherever you find yourself. And then taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, open your arms wide and come to standing. And unfortunately, since my mic isn't working, you're not going to be able to hear me as I put the music on. So follow along. Luckily today it was really about just getting some shaking with some syncopations. So I'll play the music, you'll hear that, but you won't really hear my instructions. So just have some fun with our activation. a little bit of so pausing there, just coming back to Tadasana. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little bit of a shake up. Sorry you couldn't have instruction, but probably that was a good thing. Let you just do your own thing. So your feet are in Tadasana. Feet are on the earth. Breathing in, taking your arms up to the sky. And breathing out, open wide, and focus in for a moment on your feet. And just lift your big toes. Stretch your big toes up to the sky. Feel your balance on your feet. Breathe in. And then breathe out, just let your big toes come down in connection with the earth. And then breathing in, pressing your big toes down, and lift the other 4 toes. What we're working with is our arches. And feeling we will have a weakness one way or the other in our feet, but it's so important that we stand with balance and strength. Put those down one more time, lift your big toes. Notice if that's hard. If it is, you might need to work with that. And then bring the big toes down and lift your other toes. And place them down. And then bring your weight forward towards the balls of your feet, back towards your heels. We're just finding some balance before we begin. Growing where we stand today, and then weight side to side. And then find that centeredness on your feet where you can feel all 4 corners in connection with the earth. And you could lift your toes and still feel balanced. Our toes are just there for secondary balance. So place the toes gently back down, but see if you can not put pressure into them. Beautiful. And then breathe in. Once again, take the arms high, rise up onto your toes, and just do little ballerina walks around your mat. Walk up and down, stretching up to the sky, feeling the strength in your calves, in your arches that are helping to lift you here. And then once we've got these arches, feet activated, I'm going to do a bit of this over the 6 weeks. Then let's warm up with some sun. So make your way with your little ballerina steps to the top of your mat. And then bring your heels down, arms down. Breathing in. Breathing out, forward fold. 2 more times. Lift to the sky. And just have a sense of being balanced over those 4 corners of your feet as you do this. So feeling the whole of your body, but really aware of the 4 corners of your feet. And then taking the right leg back into a low lunge. We're warming up with our sun as we know how to do. Breathe in and stretch to the sky. Breathe out, roll the arms around, a big open like you're painting the sun. Breathe in. Open the arms wide, bring them around. Breathe in. And open them wide. Bring your hands down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes in. Bring your other leg back to meet it. You could have your knees on the mat. And let's work with our toes again. So I just want you to come forward and back and focus on this flexing of your toes as if this is just an exercise to stretch and strengthen your toes and arches. But of course, while we're here, we're drawing in our pelvic floor, our lower abdominals, feeling nice and strong through the arms. Spread your fingers wide. Breathe in, and then take your knees down and let yourself come down onto the floor. Big full body stretch. Arms overhead. Breathe out. Let your nose touch the earth. Breathe in. Look forward, full body stretch. Squeeze your ankles together. Breathe out, nose to the earth. Just gently waking up our spine into a back bend. Squeeze. And then bring the hands under the shoulders and come into our first cat-cow. 3 cat-cows here. It's just a warm-up round of sun. You've been here so many times, which gives you the opportunity to really pay attention. These movements are familiar, and so being able to bring your intention into what you're doing. You don't have to think about it too much. And then the right leg comes forward, left leg is back. And we breathe in and open to the sky. Breathe out, round, the arms open wide like the sun. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, open. Drop that left hip forward. Trying to find that stretch into the hip flexors. And open wide. Hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes. Come into forward fold. 3 breaths here to lift, to fold. Rinsing out the organs. And growing with each breath towards the sky. And then pausing here, lengthening up towards the sky. And breathe out, open wide. So focus on those toes again. Come up onto your toes. Lift the arms to the sky. Try to stay on your toes as we just do some little side bends here. Little side to side. Just challenging your balance. Challenging the strength in your toes and arches. If you need to bring the heels down, that's absolutely okay. A couple more each side. And then lift to the sky, squeeze those calves, and then breathe out, bring the arms down. Come to the top of your mat again. 1 more round of sun. Breathe out, fold, upward lift, fold, upward lift, and fold. Bring your left leg back this time. And really check in with this left hip flexor. So maybe you're warmed up now and you can take that knee a little bit further back. And then drop that left hip down. We want a nice stretch here. And then bring your left hand down to the earth. And take your right arm and breathe in and make that sun again until you tap your thigh behind you. And then breathe out, come back to the start and tap the earth next to your right foot. Breathe in, open, tap your thigh, look towards it. Breathe out, come around and tap the earth. We'll do that 3 more times. Breathe in and out. And see if you can press that right big toe down. Keep some stability through that right leg as you let yourself drop slowly more through and forward. And then pause here. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot. And then we're going to reverse that. So breathe in and open the left arm. Come around, tap the leg, and breathe out. Come forward and touch in front of you as far as you comfortably can. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, touch in front of you, lengthen. Breathe in. If you need to reposition your right hand either to your knee or thigh, and that's more comfortable for you, please feel free to do that. 2 more times. In to open, out to stretch forward. 1 more. And out. Beautiful. Bring the hands either side of the foot. Bring that leg back into our plank position. And come forward and back just for 3 breaths. Stretching into the toes, squeezing those lower abdominals and pressing your second knuckle into the earth. Beautiful. Suction cup hands. And then breathe in and let the knees come down and come down to the earth. Beautiful. Coming into Sphinx. Now we let the low back open a little bit more by pressing into those elbows. You shouldn't be collapsed in your Sphinx. Breathe in and breathe out, look behind. Breathe in, look forward. And breathe out, look behind. Do that 3 more times. Follow the breath. The breath is what keeps us linked to our bodies. So actually moving with awareness. And out. And then bring the hands under the shoulders and we rise up into downward dog. Press your heels down strongly. So we might need a little stretch into the calves. Now we've been using them up on our tiptoes. And now let this downward dog be an opportunity to stretch into the calves. Really press one heel down and then the other. One heel down. And again, spread your fingers wide. Press into your second knuckle. And then pause here, pressing your right heel down. Wrap your left toes around the outside of your right heel and then just bend slightly into that right knee without letting the heel come off the mat. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into this stretch, into the calves. Breathing here. And then come to the left heel, press the left heel down, wrap your right toes around your ankle, bend into the left knee without letting the heel come off the mat. So pause here for 3 breaths. Really press the heel down. You can even lift your toes if you like, but don't let that heel come up as you bend the knee. Beautiful. And then come back to center. Bring your left leg forward, right leg is back now. Lovely. Breathe in and lift to the sky. And then breathe out. Bring that right hand inside the left foot. And we bring our arm forward. Big breath in as we circle around and touch the leg behind. Breathe out as you come back to the start. Breathe in, open, breathe out, come back. And press that left big toe down. Balance the weight over the left foot. Breathe in. And out. One more. And out. Now take that left hand to the outside of the left foot. Right hand comes around now. Breathe in. Touch your thigh. Look towards it. Breathe out. Reach forward as far as you can and touch the floor. Breathe in. Touch your thigh. Breathe out. Touch the floor. So as you do that, I'll just remind you of some basic alignment here in lunge. Your knee, your left knee should be directly above your ankle, not in front of it. That's important for the health of your knee. And if you're not getting a stretch in front of the right hip, then ease that right knee back a bit more. Last one. And then the hand comes either side of the foot. Tuck the toes under, forward fold. Give yourself a little sway side to side here in your forward fold. You should be feeling quite open through your hip flexors there. And we're going to work with all sides of the hip to find balance in our standing. And then breathing in, rising up. Stretch to the sky. Breathing out, open wide. Bring your weight over towards the left, but have your right big toe on the mat come up on your toes on the left. So all your weight's on one side. Breathe in. We're just going to 3 breaths and open. Just play with more weight now being on the left side as you rise up. You guys are going to have such strong arches and ankles. And then switch to the right. Right foot's on the floor, weight's on the right leg. Big toes there. Come up on your right toes and down. Your ankle might be going, oh, what are we doing? And if this is too strong, just keep your awareness, bring your weight onto both feet again. You've still got some weight there in your left toe just to help you balance. Beautiful. And then breathing in and breathe out. Let's come down onto our mats. So I'm going to work a little bit with opening the hips for tree pose. So come into butterfly position, holding the feet or the ankles, sitting up nice and tall, not letting myself collapse here. Breathing in, and as I breathe out, I press my elbows down into my knees and let myself angle forward. So pause there, keep pressing elbows into knees, and then using your hands to help you, I want you to draw your heart and your belly button towards me. So lengthen the spine. Imagine there's a silver cord at the crown of your head and you're being drawn upward and forward. So see if you can find some space in your belly. You're not letting yourself collapse into your belly, but rather lengthening forward. There's space to breathe, taking lovely long breaths into the diaphragm, into the belly. Shoulders are down as you press your elbows down. Beautiful. And then breathing in, rising up. Take the arms high. And breathing out, open them wide again, sitting up nice and tall and holding on to your big toes now. And take that right leg and start to take it out to the side. Just a little bit of a hamstring stretch there, but you're sitting up nice and tall. Beautiful, beginning a little bit of balance here too. Get to that in a second. Lovely. 2 more, lengthen. This is core work as well because you're not collapsing through your spine. You're sitting tall, roll your shoulders back and down. Beautiful. And now take that right foot and bring it in front of the left for a little bit of a deeper stretch into that right hip. And then walk your hands over towards the left, fingertips on the ground. Look to the left, look over your shoulder and breathe. And then walk your hands over to the right. Stretch through that left hand and fingers. Look over your right shoulder and breathe. And then come back to center. Take both legs out into a wide leg fold and give the legs a little stretch. So have the toes pointing up towards the sky, your kneecaps lifting towards your quads, but not pressing the knees down into the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Let's make this some core work while we're here. So we're going to stir the cauldron of our life today. So remember your intention and imagine that you've placed it in this cauldron of all the things that are going to make up your day today. So you're seasoning your day with this conscious intention you set. Whether it's for love, courage, strength, balance, peace, and then go the opposite way. The whole time you're sitting tall, the spine is long and the heart is coming forward. We're not collapsing into the cauldron. We're stirring above it with strength. Beautiful. Last time. And then breathe in, arms come to the sky. Breathe out, open into a twist to the right. Breathe in, you're still flexing the feet, lifting the kneecaps. There's strength in the legs, but you're not pressing the knees down. If anything, you're pressing the heels down. Breathe in and out. Come back to center and then walk your hands forward and just let yourself chill for a second here. So this is a point of sahaja. I'm going to pop the music on again and let yourself just find whatever feels good as long as you're in this wide-legged stance. Just enjoy the feel of moving with your body here. Put some music on. And then pausing there, breathing in, rising up. I hope you enjoyed that, this feel of moving with your body. And then bringing the legs back into butterfly position. We've got another side to do here. So holding the big toe of your left foot and beginning to straighten it out. So you might need to be tender with your hamstring there, or maybe you can hold the other leg and just feel this lengthening through the leg, but remember the length through the spine. That's our core, is being able to keep this spine nice and tall, not collapsing through it. Find that silver cord that's lifting you to the sky. Hold there for a minute, hold it to the sky, breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring it in front of the left or the right foot and let yourself fold forward here. So you should feel a deeper stretch into that left glute by having it forward, and you can play with how far forward you have it or close to the foot and what that offers to your left hip. We're working with left hip. And then begin to walk the hands over to the right. Look behind you. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, look behind. In, forward. Out, behind. And then walk the hands over to the left now. Stretch as far as you can comfortably. And again, breathe in, look forward. Over the right shoulder, breathe out, look behind. Breathe in, looking forward. Finding this twist through the neck, if that's comfortable. One more time, looking forward and back. And then walking the hands around. Sitting up tall. It's our last time here. We're holding both toes and then leaning back and lifting your heels off the mat. So starting to do a little balance here on the mat, balanced on your sit bones. Squeeze those lower abdominals, lift your pelvic floor. Beautiful. And we're just going to breathe here. If it would give you joy to take this to another level of challenge and to open the legs outward, you might come to where they're bent in front of you, or you might come to where they're fully extended, but we want to be balanced on those sit bones. You choose, or you can move in between them. Let's take 4 more breaths here together. The key is pelvic floors, nice and firm. Lower abdominals, nice and firm. Spine rising, heart coming forward. A smile on your lips. So you've got some serotonin going through you. And last one. And then bring the legs together. Well done. And roll onto your back. And let the legs open outward. And let's just take 5 breaths here. You've earned a little rest there. Well done. One hand on your belly, one on your heart. Send words of love and nurture through your body. Remember our quote today, a tree grows where it finds itself. You just found yourself in some crazy shapes. And you grew with each breath and each smile. Beautiful. And then bringing the knees together, bringing them up to your chest, give them a little hug. And then roll over onto your belly. We want to do a little bit of strengthening into our glutes. And while we're here, we're getting this lovely back bend. So we're back in Sphinx. Tuck your right toes under. We've done this in the back hair course. You might remember this. And you're just going to squeeze that right glute while you lift the knee off the mat. If you want to go to the next level with this, then you lift the foot up completely and point the toes instead probably. So you really want to feel that right glute squeezing, and just check in with your left glute that it's relaxed. It doesn't need to be doing anything here. If having yourself in Sphinx makes this too much of back bend, just let yourself come forward a little bit with your elbows. Or you could even relax your head down on the mat. You don't want any pinching in your low back as you do this. And then just write your name in cursive behind you. Don't let the foot come too far out to the right. So write your full name, middle name, and your surname. Beautiful. And then 3 circles clockwise and 3 circles anti-clockwise. And then bend that knee, relax yourself down if you haven't already, and just give yourself a little quad stretch here. 5 breaths softening, and just really feel the belly pressing into the earth. Imagine lying under a beautiful tree, just breathing with the sky overhead and the branches, maybe the autumn colors, and your belly pressing into the earth. And we'll come to the other side. If you need a child's pose in between, feel free to do that for your back. Tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, and squeeze that left glute. Make sure the right glute stays relaxed. It doesn't need to tighten in partnership here. And if you want to take it higher, then point the toes and hold that leg in the air with no support from your toes. Again, check in with your low back. Come lower if you need to with your upper body. And then on this side, write a little affirmation for your day based on your intention. I am, I have, I choose to be, and write your intention, write your quality that you've chosen for the day. Write it as high up as you can without letting that right glute come into it. Beautiful. And then 3 circles anti-clockwise. Make them as big as you can. 3 circles clockwise. Squeeze that glute. And then relax the leg. Well done. Hands come under the shoulders and come back into child's pose. Give those glutes a stretch. Oh, beautiful. And you may like to come and give your back a little tap. Give it some love. Lovely. And then coming down on the mat. Just need to do a little bit of twisting before we do a template for tree. So knees are into the chest. And then arms are spread wide. Let the legs drop over to the left. Stretch from fingertip to fingertip, stretching through the arms. Look to the right. And then either leaving the knees there or crossing your right knee over the left. Feel how that changes the twist. Or your left knee over the right. So one's going to give you more stretch in the outer hip. One's going to give you more stretch into the spine. And the knees together is more protective if you just want something not quite as strong. So you choose. And let's take 5 breaths here. Actually, let's do a last sahaj on each side. So I'm going to let you play with what your arms are doing here. And then pause there and bring your knees to center and take yourself to the other side. So start with the knees together, drop over to the right, and then make your choice. Stay there or cross right leg over left or left leg over right. Make a conscious decision there, what feels right for your body. And once you find that spot, then either just breathe or have a little dance with your arms. Beautiful. And then uncurl, come back through center. Have a big full body stretch. And we're just going to do a lying template for tree before we come to standing. So have the knees bent, feet on the mat, and then take your left knee out to the side. Let it drop open. And try to keep some weight coming towards the right hip as you lengthen your right leg. And then tuck your bottom under. Lengthen that low back there. And then feel into both hips and have a sense with the next 5 breaths of letting that leg open as you take your arms overhead and have a full body stretch. And we want to feel that that left leg can open without it twisting the pelvis over to the side. So if you let your pelvis twist, you're avoiding the opening in that left inner thigh. So you want to consciously bring some weight towards that right buttock, and then holding your left wrist with your right hand, have a little side stretch over to the right, which will help bring some weight to that side as well. Beautiful. And then come back to center alignment. Bring that left knee up. Bring both knees into the chest. Bring your nose into your knees. And let the feet come back down. Open the right knee out to the side. Lengthen through the left leg. Stretch through the heel. Tune into your hips. Get your bottom tucked under. Lengthen the low back. And then feel some weight coming through that left hip as you lengthen the arms overhead again. Letting that right inner thigh open without it twisting the pelvis. Relax your right glute, but you may want to put some pressure into the left glute. And then hold the right wrist and come into a little banana shape with your upper body towards the left. That'll help balance that out as well. Breathe. Opening. And then come back into center alignment. Bring both knees into the chest once again. And then we're going to roll along the spine, and we're going to try to come to standing without using our hands. You guys should be getting good at this. We've been doing it so much. I don't mind how you get to standing, but don't put your hands on the ground if possible. Breathe and rise up. Well done. That was 2 hands. Go. So we've got ourselves all warmed up for tree. Weight is on the left foot. Fine, lift those toes, put them down, feel the earth, feel the 4 corners of that foot again. Lovely. And then turn that right knee out. We know we're keeping our hips coming forward. Squeeze that left glute. Stay here with your right big toe on the ground, or come to your shin, or if you don't have slickery sort of pants like me, then you can bring them up into the hip, but not on the knee. You're not letting that hip go out to the left side. You keep it integrated. We want this same midline with the body, and the knee's not locked. Beautiful. And let's do some drew arms. So breathe in and reach for the highest for yourself today, that intention you've set. Breathe out. Bring the hands down to the heart as if you're drawing that intention through the day into your heart. Breathe in. Fingertips come forward, aware of your heart leading today. And breathe out. Bring the hands forward, coming into the day, ready to bring your intention to meet challenges. Breathe in, open wide, embracing life, open to grow where you stand. And breathe out, keep the foot on the shin or wherever it is as you bring your hands down. And then hands come to namaste at the heart for 2 breaths. Feel the strength in your standing leg. Keep that right knee open without tweaking the hips. 2 breaths with your branches extended in a Y shape, opening strong. And then turn the palms down and let the arms float down. Leg comes to the earth, and feel the difference to be standing and balanced on 2 legs. Give a shake to that left leg if you need to. Find your midline again, and then weight comes to the right. Spread your toes, lift your toes, and then let the 4 corners of your feet hold your weight. Squeeze the right glute. Turn the left knee out without twisting the hips, the pelvis. Bring it to the shin. Bring it to the thigh if that works for what you're wearing, but not on the knee. Not letting that right hip go out to the side. Whoa. Check in with the openness in your left knee again without twisting. Beautiful. Let's add some drew arms. Breathe in. Reaching for that intention again, remembering our intention. And drawing the energy of that as you breathe out down into your heart. Breathing in, fingertips face forward, symbolizing our heart leading the way today. Breathing out, fingertips come forward, extending yourself through the day. The heart like a knife cutting through challenges. And then breathing in, open to what's ahead, open to all that's here. And breathing out, the arms float down. Hands come to namaste. 2 breaths, heart centered. Arms come overhead, branches growing where you stand. Wobbles are okay, they build strength. Smile. Feel yourself as that magnificent tree out in nature, and then the hands float down. The leg floats down with control. Standing your ground, and then give your legs a shake. Well done. Give the whole body a shake. Breathe in. Let's just do a little rinse out with 3 upward lifts and forward folds. Breathe in. And out. Some ragdoll twists. And then a lovely integration, deep relaxation that you've earned after your practice. I think you'll feel your feet and ankles and glutes today after our practice. So I invite you to come down onto your mat. Thank you. That's have some support as needed. Actually, just need some socks. Let yourself begin to feel held by the earth. And begin to focus on the feeling of your out-breath. The out-breath guiding you into the earth and allowing yourself to be held. The beautiful feel of the in-breath and the lovely letting go of the out-breath. And as we lie here, we remember we're giving ourselves time for integration of our powerful practice today. Allowing all the muscles and joints, all our body systems to take in the good and reorganize and realign themselves at a higher level of health and well-being. And these times for integration are important, not just for your yoga practice, but for your life. So much happens every day. So much doing and thinking and planning, striving, creating, interacting. And it's so important for an integrated, resilient mind that we take moments to pause, to absorb, to take in what we need and let go of what's not serving. And so as you lay here, allowing, maybe have a sense of the day ahead of you and where in this day you can make time, just a few minutes at a time, to stop, to pause, to allow integration. Maybe it's taking time between tasks and turning your face to the sun and taking 5 breaths with a smile on your face. Maybe it's pausing by a beautiful tree to honor our practice we did today and putting your hands on the bark and looking up into the branches and smiling with gratitude for nature. Maybe it's being really conscious while you drink your cup of tea and savoring each sip, allowing yourself not to think about anything else except the beauty of the warmth and aromas and flavors of your cuppa. Maybe it's pausing to put your feet up for a few minutes, to restore and renew. Where can you build into your day these times to savor and integrate? These little moments can be powerful. And an integrated mind is a resilient mind, less vulnerable to stress and anxiety. And then having a sense, bringing to mind, or in whatever way feels right to you, a beautiful tree. And see this tree out in nature. And imagining that it's out there in summer, in the heat, in the sun, in the abundance of summer, the activity. And see that tree standing tall and strong, working with, growing through the heat of summer. And then imagining that tree as summer turns to autumn. The tree perhaps changing color, the leaves and dropping. Adapting beautifully, gracefully to the change in weather. And then picturing that tree in winter. Cold winds blowing, maybe snow, frost, hard ground, and the tree still taking sustenance and nourishment from whatever is around, growing where it finds itself. And then winter turns to spring again. And the sun is warmer, and the birds are nesting in its branches. The weather is milder, and the tree is still itself. Deep roots into the ground, branches lifted to the sky. So perhaps feeling yourself as this tree, in tune with nature and all the creatures around you, the sun, the air, the wind. You are as much a part of that as the tree, or the sun, or the birds. Feel yourself today growing where you find yourself. Drawing sustenance up through your roots from your intention, how you choose to be amongst all the doing of today. And then wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, having a long stretch through your body, and then rolling over onto one side and pause for a breath. And then bringing yourself up to sitting so you can finish your practice as we began. Conscious, setting intention. And so breathing in, big stretch to the sky once again. Breathe out of hands at Namaste at the heart, and let's seal our practice with 3 Oms. Taking a deep breath in. Big breath to the belly. Deep breath. Thank you, Jamie, for your deep baritone. The light in me sees and greets the light within you, each and every one of you, and in all living beings. We bow to each other and to life. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you Jamie, thank you Augie.